Welcome everyone. Today we're delving into one of the most chilling and enigmatic tales in American history, the unsolved murder of Roland T. Owen. This is a mystery that unfolded within the seemingly safe walls of the Hotel President in Kansas City. What secrets lie hidden in room 1046? Stick around as we unravel this dark narrative, filled with intrigue, unanswered questions, and even a lingering sense of the supernatural. Hotel sanctuary turned crime scene. Hotels have long been considered sanctuaries for travelers, a refuge from the outside world. The Hotel President, established in the early 20th century, was no different. It attracted dignitaries, celebrities, and high-profile guests, boasting an elegant ambience and luxurious amenities. But on January 4, 1935, this prestigious hotel became the setting for a horrifying crime, a murder that would forever stain its history. Imagine checking into a beautiful hotel, a place of comfort and luxury, only to discover that your room harbors dark secrets. The stark contrast between the Hotel President's allure and the horrific event that transpired within its walls forces us to confront a harsh truth. Even the most revered places can become stages for tragedy. The arrival of Roland T. Owen. Roland T. Owen's arrival at the Hotel President was the beginning of a mystery that still perplexes us today. On a cold January day, Owen checked in, bringing with him only the bare essentials: a hairbrush, a comb, and toothpaste. His sparse belongings immediately raised eyebrows among the hotel staff. This was not the usual behavior of a traveler. Described as a quiet young man, Owen had a noticeable scar on his temple and a deformed ear, features that made him stand out. His demeanor, however, was even more peculiar. He seemed out of place in the bustling hotel, preferring solitude over interaction. When Owen requested an interior room, room 1046, far removed from the outside world, it prompted more questions. Why this room? Was he trying to hide from someone, or simply seeking peace? The answers remained elusive, but the choice of that room would soon take on a much darker significance. Strange happenings in room 1046. From when Roland T. Owen entered room 1046, strange and unsettling events began to unfold. Hotel staff quickly noticed odd behavior, especially from Owen himself. The lights in his room stayed dim, and the curtains were always tightly drawn. He often sat alone in the dark, raising suspicions among the hotel employees. Maid Mary Soptic, who tended to his room, couldn't shake an overwhelming sense of unease during her visits. Owen's conversations, often whispered over the phone, suggested he was involved in something clandestine. She overheard him speaking to someone named Don, leaving her to wonder, who was this man? And more importantly, who was Owen? This atmosphere of room 1046 seemed to hint at something far more sinister lurking just beneath the surface. As events would soon reveal, the hotel's walls concealed a mystery darker than anyone could have imagined. The night of the murder. As the night of January 3rd approached, an air of unease settled over the Hotel President. Guests began reporting eerie sounds emanating from room 1046, disturbing arguments, unsettling noises, and, on more than one occasion, cries for help. The mystery deepened when a mysterious woman was seen wandering the dimly lit hallways, her presence only adding to the growing sense of dread that now gripped the hotel. But it wasn't just the strange happenings inside that left the hotel on edge. Witnesses also spotted a man standing outside, his face pale and his expression disturbed. In a state of agitation, he was heard muttering that he would kill someone. The chilling accounts from that night cast a heavy shadow over the hotel, as if the very walls were holding their breath, anticipating the violence that was about to unfold. Little did anyone know, the events of that night would forever change the course of the Hotel President's history, leaving a dark and permanent stain on its legacy. The discovery of the body. January 4th dawned with a strange, foreboding silence. Inside the hotel, the staff went about their duties, unaware of the horror waiting to be discovered. Della Ferguson, the hotel's switchboard operator, routinely tried to contact Roland T. Owen for his wake-up call. But when she dialed his room, all she heard was an ominous silence. The phone was off the hook. Growing concerned, Ferguson alerted bellboy Randolph Probst and asked him to check on Owen. What Probst found when he entered room 1046 would haunt him for the rest of his life. Owen lay motionless on the floor, his body drenched in blood, his skin marred by multiple stab wounds. The scene was brutal, and the sheer ferocity of the attack sent shockwaves through the staff. How could such a violent act take place within the safety of their beloved hotel? As the reality of the situation set in, a deep sense of fear rippled through the community. No one was safe. The investigation begins. The murder investigation into Roland T. Owen's death began swiftly, with police and detectives descending upon the crime scene to gather evidence. But what they found only raised more questions. The forensic details were disturbing. Owen's injuries suggested a fierce and violent struggle had taken place. Yet, there were no witnesses, no signs of forced entry, and no immediate suspects. As detectives tried to reconstruct the events leading up to Owen's death, unsettling details began to surface about his life. Who was Roland T. Owen, and why would someone want him dead? The lack of solid leads only deepened the mystery, and one question haunted investigators. How could someone be brutally murdered in a locked room, with no evidence of an intruder? Theories and suspects emerge. As the investigation unfolded, theories about Owen's true identity and the possible motives behind his murder began to circulate. Some speculated that he had ties to organized crime, given the strange and mysterious figures seen lurking around the hotel during his stay. Phone calls from a woman claiming to know Owen only added another layer of intrigue. Who was she? And what was her connection to the victim? Each new theory introduced a new array of suspects and potential leads, yet none of them provided definitive answers. The mystery of who Roland T. Owen truly was, and what ultimately led to his tragic demise, grew even more complex. The identity revelation. The case took a dramatic and unexpected turn when police made a shocking discovery. Roland T. Owen wasn't who he appeared to be. In fact, he was a man named Artemis Ogletree, a young man with a troubled past. His mother, Ruby, recognized her son's face from newspaper articles about the murder. But this revelation raised more questions than it answered. Ruby had received letters, supposedly from her son, long after his death, suggesting that someone was impersonating him. Who was behind these letters? And why would they go to such lengths to deceive her? As detectives dug deeper into Ogletree's past, they found themselves unraveling more mysteries than they had anticipated. The unsolved nature of the case. Despite the identification of Ogletree, the case soon began to grow cold. The primary suspect, Joseph Martin, had a violent history, but investigators struggled to definitively connect him to the murder. The lack of a clear motive and a precise timeline for Ogletree's death left both police and the community grasping for answers. With no new leads, the once high-profile case of room 1046 faded from the headlines. Yet, the haunting questions surrounding Ogletree's murder remained. Who was truly responsible for his death? In the end, justice proved elusive, and the case was left unsolved, an enduring mystery that continued to haunt those involved. The lingering mystery of room 1046. Even today, the hotel president remains shrouded in the dark mystery of room 1046. Ghost hunters and curious guests are drawn to the infamous room, where stories of flickering lights, strange noises, and an overwhelming sense of unease continue to circulate. What really happened in that room? Was it a crime of passion, hit ordered by organized crime, or something even more sinister? The tragic story of Roland T. Owen serves as a chilling reminder that even in places we consider safe, dark secrets can lurk beneath the surface. The mystery of room 1046 leaves us pondering the fact that not all stories have a clear resolution. As we reflect on the life and untimely death of Artemis Ogletree, we are forced to confront the fragility of life and the secrets that may never be uncovered. The allure of the unknown keeps us captivated, urging us to ask, how well do we truly know the people around us? Thank you for joining us on this journey through history and mystery. If you found this story as compelling as we did, be sure to subscribe for more gripping tales that challenge our understanding of the past.